Wild animals are often seen as dangerous and unpredictable, but one extraordinary story challenges that belief. When a village woman abandoned her newborn in a trash bin, a compassionate mother bear intervened and did something truly remarkable. In a tranquil village nestled near the Canadian woods, a mother bear had recently given birth to two tiny cubs. She roamed the towering trees, her majestic presence admired from afar by villagers who respected her space. To show their goodwill, they often left offerings of nuts, fruits, and honey for the bear and her little ones, finding joy in watching the heartwarming family from a distance. While most villagers celebrated the bear family's presence, a few harbored darker intentions. Greedy for profit, they hatched a plan to capture the cubs and sell them to a zoo. A group of armed men decided to strike under the cover of night, knowing the mother bear would defend her young fiercely. To avoid confrontation, they plotted to kill her from a distance. On a quiet night, as the village lay in slumber, the hunters began their ruthless pursuit. They tracked the mother bear and her cubs, eventually finding them amidst the dense trees. Taking aim, they fired a deafening shot that brought the mother bear to the ground. Rushing forward, the men eagerly grabbed the cubs, their minds filled with visions of fortune. But deep in the woods, the men were unprepared for the unforeseen consequences of their actions. The hunters underestimated the mother bear. Instead of giving up, she bravely escaped deep into the forest, dragging herself to a hidden cabin. The cabin belonged to an old woman who had a mysterious reputation in the village. People thought she was odd because she rarely spoke to anyone and only went to town for supplies once a week. When the old woman saw the injured bear, her heart ached. She had always loved the animals of the woods, and seeing one hurt deeply saddened her. Although the bear was large and intimidating, she seemed to sense that this woman was different. The bear allowed the old lady to approach. With gentle hands, the woman treated the bear's wounds, carefully bandaging her injuries and offering her food and water. In that quiet cabin, an unexpected friendship blossomed between the old woman and the bear. Days turned into weeks, and the bear stayed, healing day by day. The kind woman cared for her and her cubs, ensuring they were safe and warm. Meanwhile, the villagers learned about the men who had tried to harm the bear family. Outraged, they united to protect the bears, driving the hunters out of the village for good. When the mother bear regained her strength, she decided to return to the wild. However, she never forgot the kindness of the old woman. Occasionally, the bear would return to visit her friend, bringing gifts like wild berries or small fish. In return, the woman always had a treat waiting, perhaps a piece of bread or some leftover meat. As time passed, a surprising event occurred in the village. A local woman, who had faced many struggles, discovered she was pregnant. Shocked and overwhelmed, she didn't know what to do. She had once been a prostitute in a nearby town and had no idea who the father was. When she visited the doctor, he informed her that it was too late for an abortion as the baby was already too developed. The woman's stress grew, leading her to make a terrible choice. Instead of keeping the baby or considering adoption, she placed her newborn in a dumpster the same day he was born. That night, as the bear wandered through the area searching for food, she discovered the helpless baby buried beneath the trash. Her strong maternal instinct kicked in. Gently, she picked him up by his diaper and carried him away. The bear knew exactly what she wanted to do: take the baby to the old woman who had once saved her life. As she approached the woman's cabin, the night was dark, and the old woman slept soundly, unaware of the surprise waiting for her outside. Suddenly, a loud scratching noise jolted her awake. Thinking it might be a thief, she cautiously looked out the window and felt relief when she saw her friend, the bear. The bear stood at the door, her eyes full of urgency. The old woman opened the door immediately, sensing something was wrong. When she looked down, she gasped in shock. There, on her welcome mat, lay a tiny human baby. At first, fear gripped her as she thought the bear might have hurt the child, but then she saw the baby was alive, though cold and shivering. Without hesitation, the woman quickly picked up the small child and brought him inside. She wrapped him in a warm blanket, her heart pounding with worry. Just then, she was startled again. The bear had followed her in, refusing to leave the baby's side. It was a strange but touching sight, an old woman and a bear both caring for a helpless baby. The next day, the woman called the local authorities to report what had happened. The police began an investigation, but sadly, it led nowhere. The baby's mother was never found, and the story remained a mystery. leaving the village in wonder about the bond between the bear and the baby. With no other options, the old woman chose to raise the child as her own. The bear stayed close, watching over them with a gentle and protective spirit, just as she had done for the woman. As the boy grew, the bear often came to visit, bringing food for him and the old woman. When the boy turned 6, rumors began to spread through the village. People whispered that he was the child of the prostitute who had abandoned him. When the boy's real mother heard about him and his incredible story, she felt a deep regret in her heart. She wanted to meet her son and make things right, but the old woman hesitated, unsure if that was the best choice. Days turned into weeks, and one rainy day, the mother stood outside the old woman's house, feeling the weight of her past mistakes. Soaked and desperate, she longed for a chance to change. Finally, the old woman, touched by the sight of her sorrow, opened the door and invited her in, ready to hear her story. The mother approached her child, her eyes brimming with tears. She pleaded for forgiveness, expressing how deeply sorry she was for what she had done. The old woman listened carefully to her heartfelt apology, taking a moment to think about the bear's ability to forgive. Eventually, she accepted the mother's words, realizing that the bear's loving nature had saved the boy's life. The boy learned about his mother's past and understood her deep regrets. He forgave her, and together, they began to heal their broken bond. As the years passed, the bear gave birth to healthy cubs. The villagers, once afraid of the bear, started to appreciate her and her family, recognizing the beauty of life in the wild. The bear peacefully raised her cubs, confident in their safety, while often visiting the old woman and the boy. Their bond blossomed into a unique friendship that bridged the divide between their worlds. From their wild companion, the old woman and the boy learned profound lessons in compassion and forgiveness. The bear's kindness created an extraordinary connection that transformed their lives forever. The tale of the bear, the boy, and the old woman became a cherished legend in the village, celebrating the unexpected friendships between humans and animals. Together, they discovered the enduring power of love, forgiveness, and life's boundless beauty. What do you think of this story? Let us know in the comments section. I hope you liked this video. Please give it a thumbs up and share it with your loved ones. Also subscribe and press the bell icon to never miss the update from our channel. Thank you.